Did you know that if rain continues to 1 year, what would happen? Let's find out. The ocean would slowly begin invading the continents. Most people imagine non-stop rain causing floods. The deeper reality is much stranger. After months of continuous rainfall, rivers would never have time to drain. Lakes would merge. Wetlands would expand. Groundwater would rise until the soil itself became saturated. Eventually, entire landscapes would transform into shallow inland seas. The disaster wouldn't come from one giant flood. It would come from millions of small floods that never disappear. The ground would stop holding the world together. We think of the earth beneath our feet as solid. But soil is held together by delicate balances of air, roots, and pressure. After a year of non-stop rain, mountains begin collapsing. Cliffs crumble. Roads sink. Entire forests slide downhill. Geologists call this slope failure. The planet itself would begin reshaping its surface. The biggest threat wouldn't fall from the sky. It would rise from the ground. When soil stays underwater for months, oxygen disappears. Without oxygen, different kinds of bacteria take over. They produce gases like methane and hydrogen sulfide. Entire regions could begin releasing invisible toxic gases from wetlands and flooded land. The danger wouldn't always be visible. Sometimes the earth itself would become poisonous to breathe. Humanity would face a psychological disaster few have ever studied. Rain changes more than landscapes. It changes minds. Days without sunlight reduce the brain's production of serotonin. Months of endless gray skies can distort sleep, motivation, and emotional stability. After an entire year, many people wouldn't just lose hope. They would lose their sense of time. The calendar would matter less than the sound of rain. Civilization runs on dry places. Almost every critical piece of infrastructure depends on staying dry. Roads, railways, warehouses, airports, factories, data centers. Even when buildings survive, constant moisture slowly destroys them from within. Rust never sleeps. Mold never stops growing. The world wouldn't collapse because of one storm. It would collapse because nothing ever gets the chance to dry. Forests could begin drowning. People assume rain always helps plants grow. But trees breathe through their roots. When roots remain underwater for months, oxygen disappears. Many forests would slowly suffocate. Entire ecosystems could die, not from drought, but from having too much water. Nature isn't built for extremes. Even abundance can become destructive. Food would become a mathematical problem. The issue isn't simply growing crops. It's timing. Seeds need predictable seasons. Harvests require dry periods. Stored grain must remain dry. Continuous rain breaks every link in that chain. Even places with fertile soil could face famine. Not because food cannot grow, but because agriculture loses its rhythm. The greatest discovery would be that civilization depends on balance. Rain is life. Without it, nothing survives. But too much life-giving water becomes destructive. The same force that fills rivers can erase cities. Nature rarely destroys through evil. It destroys through imbalance. And perhaps that's the deepest lesson. Civilizations don't survive by eliminating nature. They survive by living within its limits.